Welcome to this week's Product Spotlight, where we highlight a different technology company each week. This video is produced by TechnologyAdvice, where we educate, advise, and connect buyers and sellers of business technology. In this week's Spotlight, we have Ben Slater, the VP of Growth at Beamery. I asked Ben to describe Beamery in one sentence. This is what he had to say.
Beamery is a recruiting CRM that lets companies attract, source, and engage candidates long before they actually apply. Our platform is driven by machine intelligence, and this helps recruiters prioritize the right candidates and make sure they're spending time talking to the right people.
I followed with a question about what differentiates Beamery from its competitors.
Of course, so there are plenty of new recruiting tools to deal with applications or post job ads, even to test aptitude, but the core process is essentially the same, and it actually hasn't really changed for decades. Companies are still waiting for candidates to apply. The issue is that for many roles, this isn't really sufficient, and the best candidates aren't really applying anymore. So we built a recruitment CRM that actually enables companies to approach recruiting like customer acquisition. Now, what I mean by that is we let companies do outbound prospecting, pipeline building, all the way through to targeted nurture and engagement. And this gives companies a huge competitive advantage, providing a complete talent intelligence hub. All the candidates that you're trying to build relationships with that aren't actually applying.
Next, I asked Ben to talk about the ideal customer for Beamery.
So for us, we have a pretty broad spectrum. Our ideal customer is anyone who's thinking seriously about proactive recruitment. And by that, I mean kind of active sourcing and engagement. We work with a total range of different companies. So from some of the biggest kind of tech players in Silicon Valley, as well as a mixture of big and small organizations across sectors like retail and finance. I'd say in terms of categorization, Beamery is super relevant from anyone who is an SMB upwards.
I followed with a question about pricing, and this is how he broke it down for us.
Our pricing is based on number of users and company headcount. We have a pretty simple pricing formula that's just a combination of the two. And we work out custom quotes for customers who want to use Beamery. So it's literally the number of employees in your company is one of the main elements of our pricing.
I asked Ben what a limitation for Beamery was, and this is what he told me.
We built Beamery to help recruiters practice kind of proactive recruitment, so active sourcing and engagement of candidates. And as a result, we haven't really focused on things like posting to job boards. So I guess maybe it's a deliberate limitation. I'm not suggesting that job boards don't have value. I think for a lot of role types or job families, they are a great way to get kind of active candidates through the door. But for us, we're focused on giving recruiters the tool to find the perfect candidate. And we think that's more effective, at least for our vertical.
Finally, I asked him to talk about a best practice for implementing Beamery.
So it sounds pretty simple, but the best practices for getting going with Beamery are to use it as actively as possible and get as many of your team on it as possible. And there are a few key reasons for this. So the first is that it's really easy to get your whole team involved in the recruiting process. We have a pretty nifty Chrome extension, which is super easy to add. And it means that anyone in your team can get involved in the sourcing process and directly refer candidates from their own network. The next point would be that we actually tap into your network from a kind of machine intelligence standpoint, and we will constantly look at the database that you have within Beamery, and we'll highlight the closest connection within your company to every candidate in there. So you'll always see, okay, my colleague in marketing is actually a far better person to make the introduction here than myself, and this is a great way to get a referral. And the final point would be that the way our system works, the way our CRM works, is that we create a complete 360-degree candidate profile for everyone in the database. And what I mean by that is that we automatically sync social information from social media, professional information from places like LinkedIn. We have a two-way email sync, so anything that you send to candidates and anything that they send to you is automatically logged in the candidate profile, which means that we're actually a fantastic place for hiring managers to get involved at a really early stage in the hiring process and define kind of what they want recruiters and sources to look for, and basically work out, okay, this is the candidate persona that we need, and these are the kind of relationship points or intelligence points that we think will fit that person.
If you would like to find out more about Beamery or other recruiting software, check out our website, technologyadvice.com, where we can help you find the best technology for your business. Thanks for watching.